Hello everyone, welcome to the Path2Integrity training program for educators, also known as P2I-TE. My name is Dick Bourgeois Doyle, and I'll be taking you through this online course. As you can see in this overview, the program is divided into three parts. The first part contains an introduction to the Path2Integrity project and program, followed by an introduction to research integrity and why it is important. Later on, you will hear more about the methods and the underlying concepts used in the Path2Integrity learning materials. And last but not least, I'll show you how to prepare, implement, and deliver the Path2Integrity learning materials in your own educational context to help you feel more confident as a teacher and educator when using the P2I learning cards in your classroom. Path2Integrity is funded by the European Union's Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Program. It is one of the so-called Science with and for Society projects. Path2Integrity aims to promote research integrity and ethics through innovative, learner-centered education. In this way, the project brings research integrity closer to the interests of secondary school pupils, university students, and young researchers. And by enhancing their capacity to act with integrity, Path2Integrity helps to foster a culture of responsible research, where the incidence of research misconduct is reduced and societal trust in research and innovation is strengthened. To ensure its impact beyond as well as throughout Europe, the Path2Integrity Consortium was supported by international experts, as well as partners from several European regions. This map shows where the Path2Integrity Consortium partners came from, namely Denmark, Bulgaria, Poland, Spain, and Germany. The consortium is supported by a highly diverse international advisory board with members from Canada, Mexico, Taiwan, Zambia, Austria, Finland, and Denmark. On this slide, we present what is called the landscape of projects funded by the European Commission's Horizon 2020 Science with and for Society program. They share similar goals, those of promoting good scientific practice and research integrity education in Europe. The slide shows where the projects overlap, how they differ, and what their unique characteristics are. In particular, the overview shows the specific pedagogical approach taken by each project, their respective target groups, and their common objectives. Path2Integrity, integrity, and virtue are all projects that develop educational materials, tools, and resources to foster a culture of research integrity in and beyond Europe. Together, they increase public trust in research and promote good scientific practice with students and researchers of various ages and career stages. These projects share the goal of supporting a widespread adaptation of the European Code of Conduct for Research Integrity and an internalization of its values and principles. The overview of this cluster highlights how the three projects relate to each other and how they interact with the European Network of Research Ethics and Research Integrity, ENERI, and the Embassy of Good Science. ENERI is an expert network in research ethics and integrity, while the Embassy is a platform where stakeholders can find information on a wide range of topics related to good science. The educational materials developed by Path2Integrity are based on the European Code of Conduct for Research Integrity. When students study research integrity in a traditional way, they may learn how the subject helps them on an individual level in their own scientific projects, while still underestimating the relevance of research integrity for a knowledge-based society, both within and outside the scientific community. In order to help open this door for students into a reliable, honest, respectful, and accountable scientific community, the project was established to support young researchers, bachelor's and master's students, and high school students older than 16 in understanding, through innovative methods, what research integrity is and why it is important to actively engage in dialogue on research norms. To guide this step, Path2Integrity offers learning cards that address important principles of research integrity and show how they relate to concrete research practices. As mentioned before, The overall aim of Path2Integrity is to foster a culture of research integrity across and beyond Europe through formal and informal learning paths. These paths are primarily based on the dialogical methods of storytelling and role-playing and by engaging role models, which you will also learn and hear more about in the following sessions. By engaging learners in discussions on what acting with integrity means, Path2Integrity helps learners adhere to the European Code of Conduct for Research Integrity and other pertinent guidance documents. More precisely, Path2Integrity helps learners recognize standards of good research and connect their practical implication to specific cases when they need guidance. Depending on your cultural and disciplinary requirements, you may refer to the European Code of Conduct for Research Integrity or choose other national, institutional, or disciplinary codes of good research practice that seem most appropriate for your group. The project's ultimate target groups are secondary school students, university undergraduate and graduate students, and early researchers, as well as citizens. In order to reach these audiences, this training program is for educators like yourself, educators in secondary schools, or in higher education institutions who teach one or more of the ultimate target audiences. The formal learning paths consist of 3 separate series of so-called learning cards, handbooks of instruction for each of these series, and this Path2Integrity training program for educators. All 3 learning card series focus on research integrity and are student-centered. And all cards refer to the European Code of Conduct as the main reference document, taking different learning stages as well as disciplinary differences into account. To facilitate widespread use, the cards, as well as other materials produced by Path2Integrity, can be accessed via the Path2Integrity website or the Zenodo Open Repository. The handbooks provide step-by-step guidance on how to use the learning cards. Therefore, they support you in making the most of the collaborative learning techniques that Path2Integrity embraces: role-playing, storytelling, and coming to an agreement. And again, last but not least, we have this Path2Integrity training program for educators. The purpose of this training program is to enhance educators' competencies and confidence in teaching research integrity. It helps them to develop the skills necessary to use the Path2Integrity materials and pedagogical methods effectively. In this program, you will learn how to design and implement P2I-based research integrity teaching, utilizing those methods of discussion, role-play, and storytelling. What you see here is an overview of the learning cards. The first series is called the S series and contains material and guidance for trainers teaching undergraduates, secondary school students older than 16, and citizens. As you can see, the S series contains 11 learning sessions covering different topics, which are indicated by their titles. The S cards have been divided in 2 because pilot tests showed that secondary school students had difficulty connecting with the original S series. So the new SO series shifts the focus from research literacy to citizen literacy. In other words, the SO series focuses on how research affects society and why it is important to make evidence-based decisions based on reliable information. Consequently, we suggest you start with the SO cards if your students are not yet familiar with research practices. The second series is called the M series and contains materials and guidance for trainers teaching master's level students who already have a university degree. The M series includes 8 learning sessions, the topics of which are indicated by their title. The last series is called Y series and contains materials and guidance for trainers teaching early career researchers and professionals. This series includes 10 learning cards on different aspects of research integrity. As the 2 in Path2Integrity indicates, we have developed 2 types of learning materials. In addition to the materials for formal teaching and learning, we have also developed an informal learning path. This path is built around campaign materials aimed at raising awareness of the importance of research integrity in society. The campaign materials consist of booklets, postcards, triptychs, posters, leaflets, videos, and thematic overviews. They can be downloaded in different languages from the Path2Integrity website. As illustrated here, Path2Integrity designs specific campaign materials for different target groups and to ensure all materials are audience-oriented. The 4 target groups for the campaign materials are secondary school students, bachelor and master's students, researchers, and finally organizations such as research funding organizations, research performing organizations, and higher education institutions. Basically, everything presented to you in this section, general background information about the Path2Integrity project, the EU research integrity landscape, accessing the formal and informal learning materials, and other relevant and interesting information can be found on the Path2Integrity website. You can either go to it manually or use this QR code to access the website. Before we move on to the next section on the concept of research integrity and its importance, I encourage you to do the following exercise, as it will give you a chance to familiarize yourself with the European Code of Conduct. The first step in this exercise is to download the European Code of Conduct for Research Integrity in your own language. After you have read the document, you are asked to take a quiz to test your knowledge on the code. To access the quiz, please open the camera app on your phone and place it in front of the QR code, as if taking a picture. A link should appear, which you will be able to click onto to access the quiz. Or you can type the link below the QR code to access the quiz directly.